Starting off Don's morning right.
Oh boy.
He's got an extra special little piece of toast this morning he doesn't normally get.
I got a little sliver of toast. Isn't that great?
Yeah, we had one pretzel bread roll left over, and I made Johnny and I an egg, bacon, cheese, and ham sandwich.
Oh, that sounds
and then
good.
Don got the center out of it. So,
Yeah.
and he's got Bjorn up on the big screen.
Yeah, watching beautiful Norwegian scenery. Today we're going to make automotive history. I believe this has never been done before.
What's that, Donnie?
We're going to order a car from a car.
Really?
Yeah, we're out here in Ruby and we're going to, today's the day, we're going to order our Model 3.
Yay!
Stood in line on March 31st, 2016. I was probably one of the first 200 or so in line that day and put in the reservation, and we've been waiting. We got our invite to configure earlier this year, but well, we were holding out for white interior.
Yeah, we've been holding out and just sort of trying to, I guess in all fairness, make sure we wanted another Tesla. Not another Tesla, but you know, another Tesla, because we've got a couple of cars already in the stable.
Right. And so we kind of just said, well, let's see. But at this point, Tesla has announced the performance version, all-wheel drive, and that the small battery isn't going to be available for until basically 2019. So we want to get the tax credit. So we've decided to go on and configure our Tesla.
Right, it's also coming up for the end of Tesla's second quarter, and there's all those short people out there, naysayers, Tesla haters, hoping for Elon to fail, and we'd like to be on the helping end.
Right.
So that makes now a good time.
Yep.
Also.
Yeah. All right.
But we've been batting around just exactly what to order. Yeah, we talked to a few of you at local events, or we've shared in the video our thoughts about what to order. So what's our first choice here? We have to decide rear-wheel drive, dual motor all-wheel drive, or performance dual motor all-wheel drive.
Well, I'm a guy. I want dual motor performance.
By the way, that's the only way we can get white seats. So you must really also want the white seats, right?
Yeah, maybe.
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 Yeah, well, I certainly wanted dual motor from just a safety security standpoint. If one motor should have any issues, Elon said you can still drive with the second motor, so why wouldn't I want dual redundant? You know, why wouldn't I want a little redundancy there? So, yeah.
Yeah, so now here's the real battle. Let's go back to the exterior. For some reason it jumped.
It jumped, yeah.
To the interior. So let's go back to the exterior. And obviously I am not going to get those ugly wheels. So
that's just out of there right now.
That ain't going to happen.
Right. They are much improved looking after popping off the aero covers, we think. And with the caps on them, they look nice. But we both prefer the real wheels.
So here we go. So here's the silver.
No! No!
Yeah, baby, silver.
No!
Hi-ho, silver!
Team blue! Silver won't look good.
Look how great that silver looks.
No. I'm sorry, Donnie, no.
Well, I guess. Yeah, well, blue looks pretty good. Yeah, I'm thinking the blue looks pretty good.
So what Don said basically was if we were going to have to settle for black seats, probably the silver car, but the white seats look really good with the red or the blue. So, yeah.
And for some reason, I must be hitting
next twice
when I tap it. So
be a little more light fingers here.
Right. Let's see if that works. I'm just chilling here. Of course, we could have just went on and selected all that. Yeah.
Right.
I think what's happening is I'm hitting the next button too hard. Okay, so we definitely want white interior.
Yeah, we really wanted the white interior. So, And right now that's only available on Performance. And Dawn crunched some numbers last night about full tax rebate, extra money for Performance versus half the tax rebate, and try to hold out for white seats. We think if you want white seats and you don't want Performance, you're not going to get the full tax rebate. That's just our opinion.
Right. Okay, so another thing that's changed is they've increased the price of Autopilot. Let me rephrase it. Enhanced Autopilot has went up $1,000, but the full self-driving has gone down $1,000. And if you wait till after delivery, the price has gone up $2,000.
Yeah, it's $5,000 after delivery now for full self-driving. So Tesla's really got to push to I guess get that research money up front to try to get people to select it, and B, you know, to make sure they're going to recoup the costs afterward of putting it on later. So, well, here's what I told Dawn. I said, look, every time Elon starts coming out with a full self-driving capability and a software update and we can't play with it and test it and do videos about it and talk about it, I'm going to gripe. Yeah. So
I guess I'm going to I'm going to put, it might be 5 years before we get it. Don't know, but we're going to go on.
Well, we're going to get something. I mean, Dawn and I both think that pretty soon here we'll be able to drive from I-40 at exit 312, where close to our house, all the way to the beach on Autopilot, and it be all fairly autonomous, much closer to level 4 or even level 5, you know, on that stretch of interstate. That's possible in our lifetime. We feel pretty good about that. Now, taking all these exits and like driving right through downtown Raleigh, well, that's up in the air as to when that would be closer to reality. But some interstate driving clearly is going to be sooner than later, we think, our opinion.
Right. Okay, so now we got to actually place to order, but I don't know if that credit card's the right one.
So just to say, you know, we knew that it was $1,000 for the blue paint. The only paint that there's no extra cost on at all is the basic black. The red and I think maybe the pearl white are $1,500, and the blue and the metallic black and the silver and the midnight silver are all $1,000. So we knew that was a little extra. The performance upgrade of $5,000 here, that's giving us these sportier 20-inch wheels, the red brake calipers, apparently a dual motor large badge in the back with a red underscore, the chromed brake pedals, and maybe something else, I'm not sure, but that's pretty much what comes for that. It's the wheels and a few other things. Oh, and the carbon fiber spoiler. Now, Don, he doesn't care too much about the spoiler, but I really like the carbon fiber spoiler, so I'm excited about that. My blue 1991 Acura Integra GS had a really nice spoiler on it, so I'm a spoiler girl. The premium interior, which was the and then the white was $1,500. We knew that was going to be an add-on, and just enhanced autopilot and full self-driving. So yeah, I'd say, Donnie, that looks like everything that we meant to check.
Yep, I agree.
Is checked there. So
okay, all right. Well, we're going to stop here. I'm going to edit my credit card.
Okay.
Okay, so we've double checked it. All-wheel performance. Deep blue metallic, 20-inch wheels, carbon fiber, performance pedals, interior, white interior, enhanced autopilot, full self-driving, all that kind of stuff. $79,500. Here it is. Camera's rolling. 1, 2, 3. Order.
Congratulations. Thank you for ordering your Model 3.
Yeah, baby.
Please confirm that you would like it delivered to Raleigh. Yes. Yeah. Unless you want to drive down to Charlotte. No, but we love our Raleigh guys.
Those guys are good.
Yeah, we love our Raleigh guys.
I'm going to take a screenshot of this. Next, prepare for delivery. So here we go. I don't know where it's going to take us.
Yeah, I don't either. hopefully it has all of that information we had from last time is saved in there. So
I think it's just going to take us back to the first screen, and it has steps down here like it was with the X.
With the X, yeah.
Says
You got to get your driver's
step 2,
licenses
yeah.
put in there, and you got to verify who your insurance company is. And
yeah,
we haven't had any trouble with State Farm
right.
here in Fuquay in North Carolina yet. Of course, we haven't had to, God bless, file any claims with them, but
right. Yeah, but it's looking good. It's going back to the my task, and now it's automatically selected. The first task on the list is like how many people.
Well, here's what you really want to know is right when. And it says between August 18th and October 18th. And I know Don personally is hoping closer to October. So don't anybody do anything to speed it up, because he wants one of the later ones off the line, not one of the earlier ones off the line.
Yeah, look, I like Tesla. The quality of Teslas are improving. But I've always wanted, you know, let them build a few, get everything working well, get some feedback from the early deliveries, you know, little tweaks that they happen. So I am perfectly, I'm not in a hurry, not to mention I've got to, you know, dig up $79,500, you know, it doesn't grow on trees. So you know, I'm gonna have to do some finagling here. So I don't want it next week, or even if they say, oh well, you can get it next week, I would probably say no. Maybe by the 1st of August, I could accept as early as that, but realistically, waiting till October is what has been what I had told Marianne before. Ideally, I think October would be a good delivery date for I'd be wanting. So this is working out well for us. I know some people would like to do it immediately, and I totally understand that. But at this point, I'm good with October.
Right.
But of course, it could be as early as August. All right. Hope you got something out of that and enjoyed it. All I can say is, go on. It was fun. Order your one for yourself and your wife.
Yep. It's time.
It's time.
The time is now. So you wanted to mention something about the tax credit?
Yeah. You know, today's June 30th, which is the end of the the second quarter. Everybody is going on the assumption that starting tomorrow, you know, Tesla will basically be delivering the 200,000th car in the U.S., which ends or starts the clock on the remaining quarter plus one more quarter for the $7,500 rebate, and then it goes in half, then it goes in half again. But there was interesting, this is not me, another gentleman I was talking to, I believe in person at one of the Tesla events, mentioned, he said, you know, Tesla's going to be the first car company that hits this limit in the US. That the process isn't exactly super clearly defined to his understanding, and I haven't found anything contrary to that. It's sort of like, you know, you tell the government, you send them an email, I guess, or maybe you send it through snail mail, says, hey, we're Tesla and we've built the 200,000th car in the US, so please start the clock. So it's, you know, I don't exactly know. And also you could look at it this way, you know, thinking a little bit more about that, is that they could, basically what happens is every quarter possibly they send in paperwork that says, no, we haven't built the 200,000th car yet. And so on June 30th, they send in paperwork that says, no, we haven't delivered the 200,000th car yet. And then on September 30th, they send in paperwork that says, yes, we have built the 200,000th car. So that means, oh, well, that quarter that you, that third quarter is it, and then you get, you know, one more quarter. So it's going to be interesting to see how this, what's the process, because I don't think it was explicitly defined how a car company notifies the government. You know, it could be kind of, you know, just send them an email, drop them a letter, you know, tap them on the shoulder. I don't know. We'll find out.
So I know somebody's going to ask, what are our plans for parking and with the other vehicles that we have? Yeah. So we're going to either sell the van, sell the XB, or sell both. And we don't know yet. And we're going to start that process while we wait on the 3 to show up. Because we don't conveniently have a place to park one more car.
That's right.
We sort of need, I guess, to move the GMC out to the carport area.
Right.
Which would be nice if my van then wasn't out there.
Right.
And then the Model 3 would be in the bay on the other side of the garage. I think that's what's going to happen.
Right.
But, you know, it'll happen as it happens. We're not in a dire need to sell one of those cars. We just need to make room for the 3 to park in the garage.
Yeah, part of the reason why I said I don't really want it to happen instantaneously, the delivery of the 3 is gives us time to come up with a parking place, sell the Honda and move it along, because you know it could sell instantly, or it may take several weeks to sell. So it just needs to be gone before we take delivery of the 3.
Yeah, otherwise it'd be out there on the pad, and when the UPS guy comes up the pad with the big truck, he'll have trouble turning around.
Right. It would.
That would really be the only problem with it sitting out there. Would be the delivery vehicles would have a little trouble of turning around.
Right. We need the entire parking area for them to maneuver, and they have no trouble maneuvering. But if you put another car there, it gets tricky.
Yeah. One other thing I wanted to say was that, you know, Don and I are really appreciative of the referrals that we have gotten in the last year. We really are. Even though we chose not to put the tires on, we were super excited about the high-powered wall chargers, which we don't have, but understand that they will eventually come.
Yep.
And also the, you know, we did fill out the application for the power wall. And we do hope maybe to get an invite for the Model Y reveal.
Yeah.
That would be cool if that happens.
Right.
We would try to make that work out.
Yep.
So we are real appreciative. I didn't want you guys to get the wrong impression just because we chose not to put the wheels on. We are really excited about the other referral prizes, which came along the way.
Yes. Thank you all.
So we haven't been out on the one wheel or the longboard here probably going on 45 days now. And that's primarily because it's just too hot to be out there.
Right. If I didn't mention it, I basically crashed like May 7th. It was whatever day of election day was, because I was going to vote. I rode the one wheel up to vote, and I did face plant. That's the word.
You flipped over the front because you were going up a hill.
Going down a hill.
Down a hill.
Yes. The problem with my junky wheel is it doesn't have very much power or torque, and it runs out of both very quickly. And you actually need power and torque to keep your speed down. Otherwise, you know, you could be doing 30 miles an hour at the bottom of a hill, and on a one wheel, that's not a good thing. And sure enough, it ran out of power going down the hill, and it couldn't slow me up, and it picked up speed, and I got off of it as quick as I could, but it was still going faster than I could run. And so basically, when my foot hit the ground, of course, my inertia carried me forward, and I did have hand protection, but I did not have...
And your helmet.
And my helmet. But I didn't have elbow protection, and I put a nice little hole in my elbow. This was really all the thing, but it took a bunch of weeks to heal. But anyway, I've only rode it twice since that day. But I have now ordered a more powerful...
yeah, that's the important thing I want you to get to, is Don's put in an order for a new one wheel.
Right. Well, and it's going to be middle of July, probably closer to 1st of August, most likely, before it gets here. But it's a King Song 16S. It's a, let's call it a middle. There are some that are twice as powerful, twice the range, twice as heavy. Part of the reason I wanted to get this is for portability. I don't want it to take up a lot of room, and I don't want to throw my back out picking it up and putting it in the trunk of the car. So that's where this is my supercharger stop vehicle, where we park somewhere. I can drop Marianne off at the restaurant, let's say, and I can go plug Ruby in, or is it going to be Cobalt or is it going to be Sapphire? Go plug in the Tesla and then ride the one wheel back to wherever she is, you know, lickety split.
Yeah, but it has been a little bit hot, and then, you know, on top of that, with the sciatic nerve pain that I've been having, I haven't been back on the board either. But I'm thinking this fall, when the weather turns nice, September, October, November, even December here, the weather in North Carolina is really nice. We'll be out a lot, you know, several times a month we'll go to a park or do fun things. It's just we don't do much outside in North Carolina in July and August. We kind of just move from one air-conditioned place to the next air-conditioned place, and that's just North Carolina living.
Yeah, I mean, I actually have worked a year off and on in Phoenix, and I actually found even the summers in the Phoenix at, you know, 112 degrees or whatever it was, I could actually deal with that better than the North Carolina heat for, and I don't know why. Now, of course, I didn't try to like work out in, you know, physical work in Phoenix, but you know, I certainly remember walking around, you know, going shopping, just doing my normal routines. I did get up every morning and run like first thing, same as I do in North Carolina, but it's just the humidity in North Carolina gets pretty oppressive, and it sort of kind of just zaps you when you're carrying all your sweat. I mean, every drop of sweat that you perspire, it's in your clothes. It doesn't evaporate, so it isn't cooling you. Boy, that's different in places where the humidity is lower. So it's not that I dislike hot weather. I actually okay with hot weather, as long as I can get cool and have time to cool down, because that's the other thing. When I run in the mornings, even around here, it takes a good hour before I'm stopped sweating.
Yeah, and then I'll just add too that, you know, all the parks and things this time of year, if we go to them, their mosquitoes are horrible. I mean, when you have humidity and you have high heat, you have a lot of bugs. I can literally walk from the house to the garage and have a couple of mosquito bites if I'm not careful. If I bend over to pet the cats, that's probably a couple of mosquito bites. So we have to take that into consideration too this time of year.
Yeah. But, well, part of that is that we live in a heavily wooded area. I mean, we basically live in the woods, and so the bugs here at my house in particular, at our house in particular, are nasty.
Yeah, nasty. But more riding in the future for sure, just as soon as the weather gets a little cooler. Right. Well, I'm out and about in Ruby now, headed up to the post office for a level 5 raid with the Fuquay Pokemon Go raid group. Yeah, I wish I had Johnny with me, but he wanted to stay at the house. He got accused of griefing on a Minecraft server that he is absolutely certain he did not do, and I certainly believe him. And he's trying to sort that out with the admin powers that be, and he was a little stressed. So I left him to it, and I'll be back home in a little bit, and I'll check on him and make sure things are going okay. Maybe he'll come out with me later or tomorrow. But for now, it's just he needed to stay at the house. So we're all just staying in our cars today. It's just too hot to be out there in the sun. This sweet restored Chevy truck is parked over here by Starbucks. Very nice. Like the color scheme. Really appreciating that air conditioning in Ruby today. Not appreciating the loud muffler out there on Main Street though. Oh, it's hot walking into Harris Teeter, but I'm determined to get another watermelon. Watermelon, check. Corn on the cob, double check. Prescription from pharmacy, check. Time for a raid at South Park. 12 of us here getting ready to raid. These boys have the right idea over there under that shade tree. Well, Johnny and I both got a new Reg Ice today, and I'm home now. I'm gonna unload the few groceries I got at Harris Teeter. Not sure if I'm in for the night or not. We'll see. So I told Nani I needed a little quick drive down Main Street. before I settle in for the night, work on our video. Hey, Donnie.
Is Johnny coming?
Yep. We're all gonna go for a little family Saturday night cruise
You
Main
guys
Street.
have figured out that a little cruise down Main Street basically meant go catch some Pokestops, right? You knew that, right? I would be trying to vie for ice cream, except for we just finished a really good dinner, and I'm not actually don't have any room for ice cream right now, but
I do. I always have room for ice cream.
So I guess yesterday I'm guilty of not noticing that the colors on the maps have changed. The water's really not blue anymore. It's just sort of grayed out. Yeah, the coloring is just a little more subdued, I'm gonna say. It's less primary colors and more earth tone, more subdued. I saw somebody else said that about the release, and then I went, yep, sure enough, they're right. Wow, there's some live music, a band playing over at Aviator tonight. Pretty busy stuff over here. Thank you for driving us around, Donnie.
You betcha. Had fun.
Hey, Johnny, did you get anything good?
No good Pokemon.
I got some good XP, though. I'm getting ready to go up to level 36. Really close. Wow, a whole 17 miles today. Woo, look at us.